Hi there everyone. So we're currently recording lots of videos for you at the moment whilst everyone's going through this coronavirus. So hopefully we can get you some exercises and poses, positions, moves that you can work on at home if you're not able to get to your regular sessions. So what I'm going to show you today are some exercises that are from our Yoga for Office Workers class. We've got this running on a Tuesday and a Wednesday evening. It's one of our most popular classes. Hopefully there's a few things here for you. What we're going to work with at the moment is just seated poses, but there'll be another video very shortly that is going to be poses that are either lying down or all fours. So hopefully you can join us in there too. So for now, we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're just going to go for a twist. So you're going to have the legs crossed if we can. Doesn't matter if you can't, you can push the legs out away from you. But I'm going to keep them crossed. I'm going to take my left hand behind me, right hand across, and you're going to come up nice and tall. And look over your left shoulder. I'm going to come side on just so you can see that a little bit better as well. So you're staying up nice and tall with the hand really close to the bum. Temptation is to put the hand quite far away behind you. That encourages you to lean back. We want to really work on the twist. So keep that hand close, get up tall, turn to look over your left shoulder. And use the breath whilst we're here. As you breathe in, you can maybe grow just a little bit taller. As you breathe out, you twist just a little bit further. And I'm going to take that onto the other side. So we're taking my left hand over to right, and we twist. So again, temptation to lean back. I was even sinking myself through that lower part of my back. So let's get up tall there. Place the hand firmly on the floor. And use this hand on the knee to really draw you round. It's not cheating to do that, we're just trying to increase the mobility. So again, breathing in, getting tall. Breathing out, taking it just a little bit further. Deeper into the stretch. Good. So you can hit pause on that if you want to. We're going to perhaps work our way through poses just a little bit quicker than we would do in our classes, but that's just so that you've got a little bit more to work with. So we're going to keep our legs crossed, but again you can keep them out straight if you want to. You're going to take your left hand out to the side and slide it away. You might find that you can lower your forearm onto the floor, but what's most important is you keep that opposite hip pressed down. Okay, so you want to keep that hip down. If that means you stand up higher on your hand rather than lowering onto your forearm and that hip lifting, then that's fine. So lower down onto that forearm. Draw the top shoulder back. Reach your arm up high and all the way over the head. And we're trying to get as much length as possible down this side of the body, all the way down this side. So really breathe deep into the ribs here. And the other thing I want you to think about is really trying to get the shoulder as far back as possible. What a lot of people tend to do here is let the arm kind of sink out in front of them. So you want to keep that arm out of view. You don't want to be able to see it. That's what a lot of people say in my classes when I ask them to do this, and I tell them they don't want to see their arm. They say, does it count if they close their eyes? So it doesn't, I'm afraid. You want to keep it out of sight. I can almost see, I think I can just about see my arm from here, but I have to really look at the corner of my eye, so that's not bad there. I'm quite happy with that. And for now, we're going to take it over to the other side. And this is one of those poses that you can kind of move in and out of really easily, so it's not a bad idea to do it a couple of times on each side. You'll find the second time you do it, hopefully it gets a little bit easier. If you go into it a third time, it's going to get even easier again. But hopefully you'll see here that my hips haven't moved, they're still level. We're not allowing them to lift or roll. Hopefully, I've got my shoulder pretty far back. I can't see my arm, so I'm happy there. Make the gaze still come forwards. So if you were to be upright, that gaze will still be out in front of you, rather than allowing the head to just sink down to the floor. We want to keep good length in the spine, and that's a really good way to do it. Okay, we're going to come all the way up from there. So another thing we're going to do from here perhaps is going to be a straight leg forward fold. I'm going to push the legs out straight, lifting the toes up tall, reach up high and just fold forwards. So this is a great push, we're just lengthening down the back of the legs. If you are an office worker and you sat at your desk a lot of the time, be it at home perhaps now rather than in the office, it's really common for these back of these legs to get shortened and get tight, and they're generally a really big cause of back pain, so it's a great thing to do to try and lengthen out the back of the legs. So we're folded forwards, and again I'm going to come side on, you stay there. But what I'm going to show you is hopefully my spine is nice and long. Temptation when we do this one is to let the head tuck in, chin towards the chest, and you're not looking back down at the belly. We want to keep really long. Get some fantastic length down the spine and the back of the legs. And whilst we're here, we can just reach down the left and then down the right leg. And that's brilliant. So I'm just going to roll up from there. And we're going to do maybe just one more for you before we move on to our next video. So, we're going to take the legs out straight first of all, and take them both out wide. You're going to place your right foot into the inner thigh. So you're going to come and sit up nice and tall, look down the long leg, reach the arms up high, fold forwards. So what we're trying to do now is hopefully with that stretch we were just doing, we've taken away most of the stretch that you would have been feeling down the back of this left leg. And putting perhaps more of a stretch onto the inner thigh, but probably and hopefully the lower back. Your thigh, by the way, that might be quite high. That's fine. That's wherever it sits for you. I'm obviously quite mobile through the hips at the moment, so that's dropping out quite wide. What we're going to do from here is bring your right hand back and try and draw once again this shoulder as far back as you can. And that would change the stretch. It wasn't a hamstring before, hopefully it's come away from there now. Really draw it back. And again, that might be plenty for you. You might want to just stay there. But if you want to come up a level, you can reach the arm up high. Or you could even reach it over the head, as if you were reaching for that opposite foot. I'm probably going to come just away from that. That's a bit too much of a stretch for me today. I'm just going to hold there. Excellent. And then when we're finished with that stretch, you can roll back down the long leg. And then we're going to roll ourselves back up. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take the other leg out. Press the left foot into the thigh, coming up tall. Arms up, folding forwards. And again, bringing the hand back and really rotating the spine. When we're trying to rotate all the way up the spine. And drawing that top shoulder nice and far back. And we can even take the gaze up to the ceiling on this one. We haven't got to keep facing across the room here. We can continue that rotation all the way up to the neck, base of the head. And we're going to reach the arm up high again. And all the way over the head if it wants to go. Same deal applies, by the way. We don't want the arm to come down in front of you, just at the sacrifice of trying to reach towards the toes. Much more important, keep that arm back as far as you can and then let it sink as it wants to. And when you're ready, you can roll forward again and push yourself back up. Okay, so there's a handful of exercises for you again. There's going to be another video out very soon that's going to be a little bit more either lying down or on all 4 exercises from the same class. So hopefully I'll see you there. Thanks a lot, everyone.